English Writing and Listening Classes. Class number 8. In this class we will be looking at citations. This includes in-text citations and post-text citations. The in-text citations are usually found in the body paragraph, usually in the detailed sentences. They show that the data in that sentence came from an external source and link to the post-text citations at the end of the essay. The in-text citation usually has an author, a year, normally has a page number, and is commonly found in brackets at the end of the detailed sentence. Post-text citation is found in the reference list after the conclusion paragraph. They give the reader the details to find the external information sources used in the essay, and also link to the in-text citations to show which information came from which source. They commonly have author, year, article title, organization title, location information, journal title, URL, page numbers, for example, publishing company, all of the required publishing information necessary for the reader to find the external information source. As a concept map, we can see that in the essay, the in-text citations and post-text citations link together. The in-text citations link to the post-text citations, which in turn show the reader where to find the external source which provided the information in the essay. They are complicated and a little bit long, but they're very important for academic work, so you need to review all of the information on this before completing your essay. Conceptually, you could say that in-text citations and post-text citations actually are two parts of the same thing. And here would be a conceptual example of them as an iceberg. In-text citations are in the text, and they're usually found in the detailed sentences. They're short, containing an author, a year, and a page number. Post-text citations are after the concluding paragraph, and then long, containing source information, article title, journal title, URL, as I said before. This kind of makes them conceptually like an iceberg, small at the top with the in-text citations, but larger below with the post-text citations. In-text citations support data in sentences taken from other places. We write data in a sentence in two main ways, with quotations or paraphrases. A quotation, known in Japanese as an inyo, is when we 100% copy the words of another author. As you can see in the sentence, we would have, according to the author, we'd have their words, and we'd have the citation at the end there. A paraphrase, in this case an ikae in Japanese, starts the same way with a signal phrase, as stated by, then you have the author, then they have the data, which is rephrased, and then you'd have the citation at the end there. Note that for a paraphrase we don't often use the page number, although we can sometimes if we want to be specific. In-text citations, as we say, support data taken from other places, and to make an in-text citation with a quotation, we would use the following parts. According to, in this case, is an information or a data signal or a signal phrase. We'd have the author after that. We can have the author in the citation as well, but if we use according to, logically, we have to use the author. Then we'd say the cited information, the quoted information, as this cites here, this document specifically said quantity to quality. And then we'd have the in-text citation containing the author, year, and page at the end of the sentence. Post-text citations similarly have parts which we have to focus on, we have to understand. They give the reader the necessary details to find the published external information source. And the post-text citations parts will vary depending on the type of source, but commonly they look like this in terms of hierarchy and structure. They'll always start with a author, usually the family name and then an initial. they would have the, the journal name, Kyoto University. They'd have the year, 2018, at the start there. They'd have an article title, and it'd have the organization there, Kyoto University Bulletin. They'd have the issue volume and the pages after that. Now, there are many different types of post-text citation depending on the different type of document. For journals, you can see, as we saw before, you would also include the issue number, the volume number, as well as the page range. For books, even though you're using them as you did with the journals, they'd be much shorter. They would have the author, the year, then the title, the location of publication, in this case London, and then the publication company. Online websites are quite easy to use as citations. You use the author, the year, the title of the web page, the title of the website, or the organizational title, type retrieved from, and then put the URL at the end. Online news sites are similar. Obviously they have a URL as well, but because they are news sites, we need to include the date, in this case July 5th. Newspapers are still very useful, they're very easy to get, and we also use the date, September 18th, and we also put the name of the newspaper and the page number at the end. A few questions about citations often arise, and in my experience these are very common ones. How should I write the author in the post-text citation? Well, you write the family name, then the first name initial. This is standard through most citation styles, and it would be a good way to use the family name first. How should I write the author in the in-text citation? Well, because the post-text citation and the in-text citation have to link and be easily seen to link, you should use the family name only, and you do not include the initial. Can I quote an entire paragraph? Well, students often want to quote entire sections of other people's work so that they don't have to write so much, but generally no, you can't. You can't do this. By using an entire paragraph from someone else, this would actually be plagiarism. Also, an in-text citation usually covers data and words used within one sentence, from the capital letter to the period. You may use a block quotation for a text of more than 40 words, in which the quoted text is separated from the paragraph and double indented, but you cannot use an entire paragraph and write a citation at the end of it. That's not how it works. Also, there is no single author for this source. What should I do? This happens often when an organization like NASA or JAXA or MEXT, Monbouchot, use and create a document. And in such cases, you can use the organization as the author, i.e. NASA, JAXA, MEXT, that kind of thing. Often there is sometimes no year for this source online. They often don't write the year. In these cases, it might be better not to use the source, though you can use ND, no date, in place of the year. As we have to put a year in there, and by writing ND, we show that there is no date for this source material. Going forward, we need to understand that citations are extremely important for what we need to do in our academic essay. Writing them is complicated. You need to follow the correct format for them. However, after you start to do this, you will see that it's actually very easy to write citations as soon as you learn the structure, their functions, and the features of them. Thank you for listening.